Hi guys, it's SimLicy here. So welcome to another speed build. It has been a very long time since I have actually recorded a video for this channel. Recently I've been sharing some of my CC channels, so if you guys are interested in CC builds, I do have some new ones over there. But a voiceover build for my main SimLicy channel, my original channel, I think it was sometime last September, August. It's like almost been a year. It's been a long time, so thank you for being patient with me. Hopefully I can have more videos coming out, and also really thank you to everybody who has reached out and with like concerns. I've gotten a lot of messages, especially on like my Patreon, about where I've been and if I'm okay. I'm totally okay, just busy with life in general and had to take some time away from making videos. And I mean, that's been nothing new really since I started having kids. So yeah, this time it was just a bit longer. So anyways, hopefully I can get back into making them more regularly. I can't promise anything, so don't hold me to it, but I will try my best. But yeah, I was looking around on Pinterest, as I always do, at different homes and interior images and exteriors, and I thought a Brindleton Bay house would be the perfect build to do because I just think they're so cozy and homey, and I love this sort of style. I don't know what you call this with like the barn-shaped roofs. I'm not exactly sure, but anyways, I think it's just a really cute style, so I felt like that's the type of build I wanted to do after my long break. I actually do have another build that I completed back in September that I never did a voiceover for, and I don't know if I have the footage anymore because I went through and cleared a bunch of stuff out, and I think I may have deleted it. I think I cleared my trash can too, so I don't know. We'll see. But it was in one of the newer worlds that came out, and I cannot remember the name of it, but it came with the one where we got the ability to have roommates and rentals, and or not roommates, but the rental houses. I'm like not gonna remember the name of anything. There's been so many packs that have came out in the past almost a year, and I think a new world, well, and a new world just came out with the fairy pack the other day too. So I'm just really behind. So if there's I haven't bought anything so since last September, August, September, sometime around then, I haven't got a new pack. So if there is anything that I need to have, let me know. If there's been anything that's like truly amazing build wise, I don't care about gameplay. I'm not gonna play the game. I mean, I would love to have time to do that, but it's not gonna happen. But build wise, if there's anything with great decor, build and buy objects, a beautiful world, I really need your guys' input because then I'll probably invest in getting a couple. Probably not too many now, because since I haven't been making videos, my YouTube income has dropped significantly, and so I can't really afford to invest too much into buying packs, because if I could, I would buy them all, no matter what they were. But unless it was another Star Wars one, because I don't need Star Wars in my life. But anyways, yeah, let me know. The fairy pack looks pretty cool though. What's it called? Like Enchanted by Nature, something like that. I watched I think a couple of speed builds on it, and it looks beautiful. It looks interesting. I'm not really that into like supernatural stuff, but every once in a while it's really fun to do some sort of supernatural build. But aside from that, I think the build and buy objects look really nice anyways, so gonna have to check it out. And also the hobbies pack that came out, I think that came with a world as well. I feel like I haven't seen much on the world, but I mean, I haven't really been present, like looking around on like Twitter and I guess it's not Twitter anymore, looking around on X and watching videos. I kind of just took like a complete break, and I think I really needed a break because I've been making Sims videos for a long time, and you know, keeping up with everything, and just needed to step away. So that's what I did. And yeah, anyways, this house is a family home, of course. The master bedroom ends up being downstairs because the downstairs was such a large space. I ended up having room for it on the first floor, or the ground floor, whatever you want to call it. And then the second floor was a bit smaller, so I just have like a bathroom and 2 bedrooms up there. And I decided to decorate the house for 2 children. Well, 2 children and their parents, of course, but the kids' rooms for 2 like child age Sims. But I was thinking one was a bit older and kind of more on that preteen age range. And I know this is something I've complained about for years, or at least have talked about for years, but I think preteens make so much sense. And I've heard so many people say that they don't want preteens to be an age in The Sims 4, and I think it just makes sense because I mean we have toddlers and we have babies, which is like, you know, a year or 2 gap in their age difference. And then we have children who I think in The Sims are maybe about 8, if I were to put a number on it. And then they jump to like 17 years old. It makes no sense to me. It's a huge gap. And I feel like it's just a big missing age for me. So I like to pretend sometimes that kids are close to that preteen age, maybe like 11, 12, something like that. So I think one of the kids in the house is that age. So I tried to make their room still feel a bit more younger, like with still a few toys and stuff, but try to make some of the decorations feel a little bit older. So hopefully you guys will notice that when we move on to decorating the bedrooms. But yeah, I really wanted to get most of the floor plan sorted out, if not all of it, before moving on to the rest of the exterior and doing like the backyard landscaping, just in case I needed to change anything, which I've mentioned before in older videos if you guys have watched them, because there's definitely been times where I have finished an entire exterior and then gone to do the interior, and I was like, oh, a floor plan doesn't work in the way I built this house, so it doesn't really make any sense. And then I have to change something, and it's always hard once you've established like the landscaping and, you know, once you like the way the house looks. And so sometimes you end up having like wonky rooms or something. But anyway, so this is going to be the backyard. For the backyard, I did like a concrete area. I ended up changing that floor because I feel like this floor just looks just plain concrete. I didn't like it, so yeah, I switched that out. There's also some planter boxes out there. I have this nice little umbrella that came with Get Together, and I put this rustic table down, and I think this is when it ended up spurring on like the style for the house. I mean, I kind of based the style of the house just on the exterior of the home in general because I didn't know how I wanted to decorate it, and it just ends up having a lot of like warm wood tones and then blue. There's a lot of blue in this house. There's like blue couches, but we got recolors of that base game couch that looks like the most realistic, like comfy couch. I don't know when we got those recolors. I don't know if it was before I took my break or sometime during, but either way, they are very useful because that couch is like the best base game couch. And if not the best couch in the game, it just looks the best, but like shape wise. At least for like family homes. But anyways, I use them in here and I really like it. And at first when I started decorating this living room, I was like, it's gonna feel really awkward, just kind of like the shape of the room in general is a bit weird. But I think I ended up making it work, and I like how it's not like a perfect square room where everything just kind of fits in here nicely. Has a bit more of a realistic feel to it, I think. So yeah, I don't know. I put a fireplace in here, obviously, and then this rug I thought was really pretty, and I thought, I don't know, kind of just reminded me of the rug in my living room, so just kind of felt homey and cozy to me. But basically this entire interior was based off of the color scheme that I wanted to go for. So warm colors, warm woods, and I guess some yellows and lots of blue. Lots and lots of blue. But I think this living room ends up being so cozy. We have some decorative pillows, which I mean we've had for a long time now, but they're so useful on a couch like this because it's a plain couch, but adding pillows just makes it look that much more lived in and comfortable and decorated and stuff. So I really, really appreciate that we have those now. But anyways, I'll probably have more CC builds than I will have builds on my main channel with voiceovers, just because I'm not doing voiceovers for those, so it's a little bit easier for me to get them completed and finished. It's a lot harder to find time to step away to do a voiceover, so that's why that video back in September never got finished, because I never ended up having like a good opportunity to do a voiceover, and then it just became too long and I just kind of gave up, and now I don't even know if I have the footage. So I don't know if you guys would be interested in just a tour video, or maybe I'll just put it on the gallery and say enjoy, but it was kind of a cool home, I thought. I don't know. It's a bit unfortunate, but anyways, I'm moving on to the living room, but then I remembered that I didn't put any decorations on the coffee table, and I wanted it to have some sort of like messy lived-in decorations, but I didn't really want this home to be overly cluttered and messy, and that's mostly just because I'm a bit rusty with building. Like, I don't know where stuff is. Like in the catalog, like I've just kind of forgotten. There's been updates. So there was this new tile wallpaper, which is a really cool subway tile. So I added it in here. So it's a very blue kitchen because of the floor and everything, but I really liked the way it looked. And I don't know, I just kind of thought it was kind of refreshing because I don't think I've ever used so much blue tile in a kitchen before. I mean, I might be wrong. I've done a lot of builds, but yeah, this will be the kitchen and dining room. So it's this little like kitchen nook, and then the dining table's over here, and I use this large rustic dining table just because I thought it tied in nicely with the coffee table and also the table I used outside. And then these chairs I thought worked perfectly because they're blue and then also the wood and everything. So I think this home has like a nice mixture between modern items and traditional items, rustic items. It's sort of just like a conglomeration of different styles. It's not really like an overly modern house or overly traditional. It's just like a nice regular family home where some things are old and some things are new. So I like that. I decided to add another little counter space over there so I could fit this really cute coffee pot there. And then here I'm just finding different clutter pieces, obviously, to clutter up the kitchen. Again, trying to not overly decorate and overly clutter things, trying to keep it somewhat simple but still lived in. I also thought those curtains in the kitchen were really nice because I just like how they have like a little knot in them. It's like they've just been tied up out of the way. I imagine they're like that most of the time because they don't need a lot of privacy in the kitchen, but they're nice just to block some of the sunlight and have some privacy, but they don't like cover the whole window. I don't know. I never really cover the whole windows in builds because I really like the Sims 4 lighting when it like shines through in a room. When you're taking screenshots and you get really good lighting, it's like the best. So I don't want to lose that if I get the opportunity. I think this is pretty much all the clutter I found for the kitchen. It was a bit too crowded over there, so I do change up this corner a little bit and add a plant over there instead, but I do think that looks nice. And then I find one other thing I think to put, oh yeah, I ended up adding like a couple of book decorations in here from that one pack that we got with like all the book stuff. I don't remember the name of it, but anyways, I was thinking one of the parents was really into reading, so I tried adding more bookshelves and like book clutter throughout the house, and I think especially in the master bedroom. So I don't really know what the parents do for a living in this build exactly. I don't know. If you guys have any ideas, definitely let me know, but I wasn't building for personalities or traits or anything necessarily, which is not too bad when it comes to building, but when it comes to voiceovers, it's much easier if you have characters in mind or personalities or careers or really anything, because then you can talk about them. But I feel kind of rusty doing a voiceover, so forgive me, but I'm really going to try to power through it and not cut off early. So bear with me. I'm doing my best, being so out of practice. But I did add a fish tank in the hallway. I thought that was kind of cool, especially since, I mean, it's in Brindleton Bay, and that fish tank came with this pack, so why not use it? But over here is going to be the downstairs bathroom. It's also the parents' bathroom, which is not ideal. I feel like even if you had your master suite downstairs, you'd still want a private bathroom because this is the bathroom that your guests would use, or if you had a plumber come over, or maybe not a plumber, but you know, whoever like came over to your house to fix something, like if it was like hired help and they needed to use the bathroom, they would use this bathroom, but it would be like your personal private bathroom, because it's not that big of a deal, but it's not ideal. But anyways, there is a closet in here, one of the get-together closets, which I added 2 of those in this house, and I really like them for gameplay, so I like adding those thinking of your guys' gameplay. But if you wanted to have a washer and dryer, I would probably remove this one and put a washer and dryer, do like a little laundry room over there. I could have easily done that, and I did think about it, but I decided not to. And I decided to cover up the windows in this bathroom because it is a bathroom and I was having trouble with curtains. So yeah, I figured why not? But I think this bathroom turned out really nice and everything. But over here is going to be the master bedroom. And I decided to use this bed because it's blue and kind of rustic, and I thought the bed frame worked nicely with the floors and everything, kind of tied into the rest of my very matching house. Don't worry, the kids' rooms aren't as matchy, but definitely the parents' room and the rest of the house is quite matchy, but I think it's cute. I like the blue. Yeah, they have a really large bedroom. I did consider putting like a master suite in here, but I thought it was kind of unnecessary because it is just The Sims. But I mean, if you were building a home from scratch in real life, I think you probably would have added one. But I don't know, it's kind of nice to have a big spacious master bedroom, and they have a little like sitting area in the corner. I add some books, and they have big wardrobes and this little blanket decoration. I never saw it before, so it got added in an update at some point. Also, that artwork that I just pulled out for a moment, I had never seen before too. So those are really nice little base game additions. But I thought the blankets were cute and kind of rustic, kind of tied in some of those like rustic pieces that I have in the living area. But over here is where I end up adding the bookshelves. I add these ones that again came with a pack. I can't remember what it was called, but I thought that worked out really nicely. And then this chair too, I thought was perfect, kind of tied into that rustic look, and it looks similar to the blankets that are on that shelf thing. So maybe they pulled one off and covered the chair because they didn't like the upholstery on the chair, perhaps. I don't know. I really like that chair. I think it's cool. But anyways, I have this large sort of like hallway walking area leading to the staircase, and so I decided to make it like a hobby space with a bookshelf, a chess table. I end up putting a painting easel in here. So depending on your Sims skills or whatever you find necessary, you could probably use this space for that, because that's what I ended up doing. And you'll notice my UI is a little bit messed up. That's because I have an old version of Build and Buy on here, or Better Build and Buy by Twisted Maxi. So I do update that, not in this build, but I just updated it, and I'm working on a CC apartment. So yes, I was thinking it was Tool and I replaced that and it didn't fix it, so I just went ahead and worked with it anyways. But anyways, now moving on to the second floor. This is the upstairs bathroom. So this is the bathroom that the kids use mainly, and it's very similar to the downstairs one, but it's a little bit bigger. And since it was a little bit bigger, I decided to add a bigger counter space, vanity space. I mixed counter and vanity together, but oh well. I think it looks really good, and yeah, I really like spacious bathrooms, because I feel like so often in builds they're very small, because I'm like, oh, let's tuck one in over here and fit a toilet and sink and maybe a shower if we're lucky. And but in family homes, I really like having these big bathrooms because you can add so much more like family clutter. Like I end up adding the tub of toys that came with Parenthood in here, and I was thinking that was the kids' bath toys, and I've done that in a few different other builds, but I really like having that. I mean, I think these kids are probably getting a little bit too old to have bath toys, but I still like adding them because it's fun, and this makes it feel that much more lived in. And yes, I just like it. I like that kind of stuff. And then again, a pretty large hallway. I could have had easily another bathroom and turned that bathroom into a bedroom. If you wanted to have a bigger family, that bathroom could easily be another bedroom, and you could turn this little nook over here into a small bathroom. So there are some options for that, but I don't know. I wanted to leave this space open. My daughter is screaming downstairs, so if you can hear her, I apologize. But anyways, I'm just adding some clutter pieces up on the walls, trying to find some artwork and decorations that I thought suited the build and worked for the house and everything. And again, kind of mixing those like rustic pieces in. And then I add this mirror over here, and then we're going to decorate the bedroom. So the first bedroom I'm going to decorate is for the younger child. And again, not really a personality necessarily, just a child. So I don't know what their traits are or what they're interested in, but I imagine they're just a child sim who loves to play and learn, and who knows? I don't have any idea. But yeah, I just add some decorations in here, try to fill in the space in a way that I thought looked cute and looked nice. Used some blues and creams and just kind of tried to tie it all together with decorations that I thought kind of worked well together. And then I really like that basket of toys, by the way, that has like the little like blanket hanging out of it or some sort of cloth hanging out of it. It's really cute. Over here I put a bookcase and then some artwork on the wall. I thought this plain artwork was pretty cute. And I really liked adding that tree over there, by the way. I thought about changing the swatch, but I think the original one that I placed worked really nicely. Then just finding some clutter to fill in the bookcase, and then also the top of the dresser I felt like needed some extra decoration. So just going through trying to find things, again kind of struggling because I'm like, I don't even remember what came with recent packs, because like I have the older packs pretty well set in my mind still even though I took such a long break. But the newer stuff, I'm still like, where is that clutter piece? Where is this? Like, what came with it? So it kind of took me a while to sift through things, but thankfully not too bad. But yeah, this is going to be the older siblings' room. So I think this sibling, like I said, is coming close to the preteen age. So they're about to be a teenager. And yeah, I tried to add a mixture of things that felt a little bit more childlike, and then other things that felt a little bit more teenish. Not necessarily, I was going to say grown up, but not grown up, just teenish. They're starting to grow up basically. So hopefully that comes across. I don't know, it doesn't really matter, but that's just what I envisioned. Over here I put a desk. I thought this desk was pretty cute and colorful, and this whole room is very colorful, but that was based on this bed because I'd never seen this bed before. So I was like, well, I want to use it and try to make the room match. And yeah, I think I found some good decorations to kind of tie that all together. And I think adding a computer in here kind of added to that more grown-up feel, if that makes sense. I think it does. But yeah, I think it turned out really cute. But anyways, over here I'm going to decorate the back porch with a few different decorations, a barbecuer and a little seating area, and that's it for the build. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope you guys enjoy the screenshots. Thank you for bearing with me on this very long overdue video and voiceover that I'm very out of practice for. So anyways, I really appreciate you guys being here, and yeah, thank you so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions that you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
On the banks of the Old Man River, heavy air calling rain. They say if she keeps up and delivers, the levee will break again. Tell me, what could you do then when the river comes a-calling? Bend a knee and pray that you can stay in the good grace of the water. Storm, she's stalled and danced. Days of rain and wind and mist hanging in the valley. Victim of a circumstance. Try your hand at sand, but no, the banks ain't holding. Old Man River rising 3 foot by the hour. Drop your bags and run, you know surrender time has come to the water. High still waves are lapping on the bridge down, seascaping in England town. Come on children, make a run for higher ground now. See the fire, hear the siren sound. Sure